Good morning, everyone, and happy Saturday. My name is Callie, and this is another weekend of Clarinets, Cats, and Coffee. The piece that I just played for you is actually just the first movement of a new work just recently published by clarinetist and composer Jose Gonzalez Granero. He is a Spanish clarinetist and composer, and he is currently the principal clarinet of the San Francisco Opera. And man, I have had this on my to-do list for like way too long. It's been over a year. He reached out to me and asked if I would like to review this piece of music. Now, this was before he actually published it, so he sent me the music and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. Yes, of course I would review it. And then a bunch of time passed and I emailed him and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. This is on my to-do list, but it's like taking a long time because I have other priorities and stuff for my channel. And then he told me that he got the news that it was being published. So you can actually buy this for real. It's universaledition.com. So that's kind of cool. And I'll put a link below if you're interested in learning this piece. And now you can actually find recordings of him playing the whole piece, all of the movements. And let me just tell you, wow. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit intimidated. Like, I'm gonna record myself playing some of this to the best of my ability, but you guys, you gotta go listen. He sounds so good. Anyway, so the piece itself, I think, is a great piece. Even just a single movement, I think, can tell a huge story. So there are 5 different movements, and each movement represents a different idea. So the first movement is Memories from the Antequera, which is partially inspired by the Manuel de Falla house in Spain. A very, very influential Spanish composer. If you don't know about him, go look him up. The next movement is called Mediterranean Breeze, and it literally sounds exactly like the name implies. And it's just like all of these beautiful noodly lines going up and down and up and down. The third movement is an interlude connecting the first 2 movements to the next 2 movements, so you hear a lot of similar ideas happening. The fourth movement is a lullaby dedicated to his daughter and his Spanish heritage. And the final movement is a song and dance with some elements of flamenco in the dance section. It's really quite a lot of fun. Now, if you are interested in learning this piece, there are a couple of things that you should keep in mind. There are some parts of this that you can do with traditional breath marks. Let's see, he even suggests putting in breath marks here and there in parentheses. However, like Mediterranean Breeze, if you can circular breathe, this is gonna be a breeze. Oh man, did you get that joke there? Also, flutter tonguing. Flutter tonguing is where you go into the clarinet. Something like that, okay? And then there's a really cool effect that he uses several times in this, and that is just blowing air through the instrument. And so you want to guess which movement where you get to blow air through the instrument while moving your fingers? You're right, it's Mediterranean Breeze. So yeah, at the very end, it's such a cool effect, and I'm sorry guys, I did not have time to really work this up to make it sound good, but you can listen to him play it and it sounds so cool. But toward the end, there's a section where it says repeat until niente, blow air until niente. And so it's so cool because all you hear are these little sound. And so on. So it just gives you this really cool effect until it just kind of blows away. And so one of these days I'll record it and I'll put it up and I'll remind you guys that this piece exists because it is a lot of fun. I don't think there's really that much extended technique that you need to worry about. Like, this is a great piece if you're like looking to play something new, and I think it's tonally very beautiful. Each piece is centered around a different pitch, at least from how I've analyzed it. So he really plays to the strengths, I think, of the clarinet, and being a clarinet player, yes, there are challenging things in this, but as a clarinet player himself, he knows what is impossible and what is possible on the instrument, and it doesn't go insanely high. I believe the highest note you have in here is an E, so you don't really actually have to do any extreme altissimo playing in this, which is nice. And so it's kind of like probably intermediate advanced to advanced in terms of skill level and endurance. It is 5 movements and quite long. So the thing that I really love about this is that it is very song-like, very expressive, you know, very vocal, a lot of vocal influences in this. And so, you know, even the noodly parts are very imaginative and have a lot of life to them and a lot of expressive potential. So if you decide to dive into this and learn this whole piece, I would highly recommend just taking time to really internalize this and get the musical content just kind of like embedded in your soul, because it will definitely make this so much more interesting. One of the things that I think is a challenge of this piece is how each movement is kind of centered around a pitch center, right? That's how we know where home base is. But there are some elements that can be rather repetitive, and it's our job to make, you know, somewhat repetitive things sound interesting and expressive. So if you phrase something a certain way, maybe try changing it when it comes around again, just to add more interest to it and make sure it doesn't sound boring. That tends to happen a lot, I think, with unaccompanied pieces. You just kind of get in your head and you just do what you've always done, and we don't actually put expressive musical thought into what we're doing all the time. So I think that can be one of the challenges musically in this, to keep things sounding fresh and interesting for your listeners. Another thing that I would love to have had when learning this piece is, and you know, maybe he did this on purpose, but I would have loved to have read a story or something at the beginning about his travels in Spain, and just to kind of feel a little bit more connected to the intention of the piece. However, there's also, you know, the internet, and you can Google his, you know, life. But as far as the piece itself, there's not anything written in here except the titles of each movement and the direction of the music itself. So overall, I would give this a nice big thumbs up, and it's a great piece for anybody looking for a new work that is not impossible to learn, but would definitely be a little bit of a challenge for the advanced intermediate or advanced player. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like what you see on my channel, please consider becoming a patron or a channel member. You can join at the link below. I have lots of cool perks that I offer to my patrons and channel members, and it's just been a great time getting to know all of you over the past few years. Thank you all so much for your support. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, a good week next week, and as always, happy practicing.